ಬಂದಿದೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಹಿರಿಯರ ವಾಣಿ, ಹಿರಿಯರೇ ಇತರ ರಾಜ ರಾಣಿ, ಹತ್ತೋಣ ನಾವು ಅವರ ನೆನಪಿನ ದೋಣಿ, ಕೇಳುತ್ತಾ ಖುಷಿ ಪಡೋಣ ಹಿರಿಯರ ವಾಣಿ, ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಖುಷಿ ಪಡೋಣ ಹಿರಿಯರ ವಾಣಿ, ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಖುಷಿ ಪಡೋಣ ಹಿರಿಯರ ವಾಣಿ. ಇದು ಹಿರಿಯರ ಕತೆ ಹಿರಿಯರ ಜೊತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಿರಿಯರ ವಾಣಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಿ, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರಿ. Hello listeners, this is your RJ Chandana and I welcome you all to Anubhav, a joint project of National Institute of Social Defence, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India and Media for Community Foundation, implemented by Nightingales Medical Trust. Project conceived by Dr. R. Sridhar, Project Investigator Alok Verma, Coordinators Pooja Murada, Sai Sudha, Kaushalya. Government of India has initiated an elder line toll-free number 14567. Elders or anyone on behalf of elders can call between morning 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for any questions, queries and support to elderly.
Body Namaskara Elrigununu. Thank you for your wonderful introduction. Nightingale is not strange to me because I have spent some time in the past also with one session at Nightingales, Malleshwaram, many years ago. But it's a pleasure to be here this morning with all of you. And let's hope we will see something new in spoken English. So I have called it strange spoken English, and we will see why it is so strange, why it is so different, and so on and so forth. So let's begin our journey today with spoken English. Okay. If there is somebody who can help me with the PPTs, then
Yes, sir.
I'll be very happy
Hello.
with the first one. Sarayu? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I shall switch it on.
Hello.
Please.
Yeah, Bella. No, I'll be there by 11:30, 11:45. All right. Okay.
Just give me a minute, sir. I'll just switch it on.
Sure. Take your time. Thank you very much. Excellent.
So you
Okay.
can see it on your screen. Can all of you
Yes,
see
I
it?
can.
So the moment you say next slide, I'll move to the next.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot. Okay. We are going into the field of spoken English. Now, spoken English is something very special, which I want all of you to know and enjoy. Spoken languages, all languages have their spoken form, and English also has its spoken form. But unlike all other spoken forms, English has a very special kind of spoken form, which I would like to introduce you to today. Let's move on to the first one. Move to the next one, Saray. That's good. All languages, have one alphabet. Alphabet comes from the word alpha, beta. So alphabet is the root. And so every language has only one alphabet and so many letters of the alphabet, as you already know. I'm sure you know about this. And English also has an alphabet. Now, the strange thing about English is that English has only 26 letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and they're all letters of the alphabet. Like in any other language, English also has one alphabet, but 26 letters. Now, that's okay. That's perfectly all right, which is fine. But English has 44 sounds. Now, this is very strange because what happens here is, as you know, these 26 letters have to accommodate 44 sounds. And so, when we think of spoken English, ladies and gentlemen, we are entering into a new field where, for example, if you take our language, let us say It's Kannada. Kannada has X number of letters of the alphabet, one alphabet with so many letters. And so we use all those letters from beginning to end. But English has only 26 and 44 sounds. And therefore, one of the problems, look at number 2 on your screen. Same letters, they produce different sounds. So this is where we begin to look at English, spoken English. And when we think of English as spoken English, we begin to see the first one, which is same letter producing different sounds. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all of you can keep on saying these as I say these words. You can also say them. There's no problem about it. Actually, Saryu, there's no problem. You can unmute all of them except for the mixy noises and other things. If people want to say their sounds, all these words, they want to pronounce them, they can do that. Enjoy doing it. Okay, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
All right. Right. Now look at item number 2 on your screen. Look at that. P-U-T, C-U-T, and P-U-R-R. You know the pronunciation? Very simple. Put and cut. And pull. Now look at this. The same letter producing 3 different sounds. Put has U, cut has A, and pull has the sound Now, look at the next lot. Very interesting. And keep saying it with me, okay? Don't feel shy at all. Just enjoy saying it and say it loud and clear so that you can also hear it and enjoy that. Say, for example, car, cash, bout. So it's not about, it's bout, bank, hate, and cash, and so on and so forth. Same letter A producing so many sounds. Ah in car, A in cash, O in about, A again in bank, A in hate, and so on. Look at the next lot. Hit, shirt, bright. So the same letter I has to produce 3 different sounds per thing. Has to be in hit and I. And same letter, only one letter produces so many different sounds. Look at the next lot. Here, best, east. Same letter. In her, it is ear, e. Now, what does it mean? What it means is that unlike our languages, where for us a, I, o, ka, kha, ga, ga, nya, cha, cha, ja, cha, nya, ya, ra, la, wa, they are the same. We make no difference at all. And we pronounce every letter as well as its sound. There is no change at all. And this stupid language, English, is also a very strange language, therefore. And now you see, you cannot say put and you can't say kut. You can't say pur. Car, you have said. You can't say kash, about, bank. No, you can't. You jolly well learn the pronunciation of each little word. And this letter produces so many different sounds. Shall we quickly say them once again? Number 2. All words at number 2. Say them with me. Say them with me. Put.
You can unmute yourself and then
Yeah.
speak. Usha, Jaya
Good.
ma'am.
Unmute yourself. All of you unmute yourself.
You
Yes,
can
Jaya.
unmute and speak.
Right. Very good. Beautiful. Now say put.
Put. Cut.
Put. Oh. There's an R which we don't pronounce again. You see? It's very strange. So we have to say ka. So it's not car. No. So it has to be ka. Cash. About. Is almost not heard at all. And so it's about. Bank. Now I want you to say a very difficult word. Don't say hate. I want you to say hate. My God, look at that. So it's not hate, but it's hate. Age. Good. HIT is not very difficult. Hit. Shirt is not very difficult. Bright is not very difficult. Bright is easy. But HER is not her. It's not her. It is her. And that horrible R at the end is silent. It's not pronounced at all. And so it becomes her. Right. Here is not very difficult for us because in our languages, look at that. We have a, e, I. We have o, I, o, ow. So when we have these sounds, we have no problem at all. So the problem with speaking in English, in spoken English, is where we don't have the English sounds, we use our own sounds.
Language, yes.
Right, you see? So, for example, we don't have shirt. We don't have it. So what do? We say shirt because we have shirt, enough. Okay. Right. So her, we don't have once again. Good. Earn, we don't have that sound, and so we say earn. So you see, east is not very difficult for us simply because we have e. So because we have these sounds, we have no problem in pronouncing them at all. Now look at number 3. We have, for example, the sound H. Now the problem is HOUR. How do we pronounce it?
Hour.
We don't say hour.
Yes.
We have to say hour.
Hour.
Now that H we have to swallow. How do we know we have to swallow? We don't know. We have to learn it. We have to say behind, not behind. Now, where do we get behind? We don't know. We have to learn that. H is all right for us. Hand is easy because we have ha.
Correct.
Similarly, for example, look at the last line. This is very difficult because we say tea. What Usha is drinking. Now, it's not tea. Yeah, she brought it at the right time. How nice, look at that. Now, in English, listen very carefully. Tea is what you get in the railway station. Kapi is what you get at the railway station. But in English, TEA should be pronounced E. E. No, with a
Yes,
lot of force.
Yes,
E. Now, coffee, copy, copy is what you get in the railway station. So it's not copy. It's not coffee. Coffee. It's coffee.
Coffee. Coffee.
Coffee. Yeah, I will come to this in a minute. Now, this T, letter T, has many characteristic pronunciations, as you can see there. Look at that. TEA is E. Say it. E.
T.
Good. And that suddenly becomes better.
Better.
And in EAT, it's almost swallowed, like eat.
Eat.
Good. And suddenly it becomes either or either.
Either.
The. So now we don't have the sound the. In THINK, it is think, think,
P.
think. If you can see me, the tongue comes
Think.
out,
P.
stays below the upper teeth. It
Yes.
stays there,
Think.
and it is.
Think.
No, but then you see, DHIS is this. THINK is think. And EITHER is is. Now we don't have the sound at all. We have the, the. Because we have the, we say
No.
either, either. Or we say think.
Think.
This,
This.
which is not the right pronunciation. So so the point here is, I have called them the strange sounds because these sounds do not exist in our languages, in any of our Indian languages. These are all special sounds which are there in English. Now, because these are special sounds in English, the problem is we have to learn every sound in English. And why do we call this strange? Because they are not there in our languages. It is there only in English, and they appear only in English pronunciation. Only when we speak English, spoken English. And you don't find them in the spelling. The spelling is all like that. But spelling is not a guide for spoken English. English spelling is very different from English pronunciation and spoken English. And this is very different because in English, there is no relationship between speech and writing. There is no relationship between the written word and the spoken form. Why do we say this? We say this because this is not the case in our languages. In our languages, we pronounce what we write. We write whatever we pronounce. There is no difference at all. When we say, for example, Venkataramana, we say Venkataramana. Usha, Usha. Sarayu, Sarayu. We write all three, Sarayu, and we pronounce it exactly the same. There is no difference at all. Ramachandran, Ramachandran. We write it and we pronounce it as Ramachandran. But as you can see here, there is no relationship between writing and pronunciation. How do you know? Look at number 2 once again. Lastly, well, for the last time, PUT and CUT. Identical writing, only the letters are different. But what is the pronunciation? Very different. Why is it like this? You can ask a question. ಯಾಕೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗಿದೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಯ್ತು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷು? Because English did not exist some 400, 500 years ago at all.
Oh.
It's a small village language. Only pockets used to speak in England. Little groups used to speak in England. And lots of people came to England for business from all over the world, from all over Europe. And when they came, whether it was French, whether it was German, Scandinavians, or any others, when they came, they brought their language into English. And about 400 years ago, there was nothing like writing system. There was no printing, you know. Printing came about 300 years ago. And so there was nothing like print. It was all oral. ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಓರಲ್ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ, how our villagers used to communicate only through songs orally, it was the same situation with English also. So when other people brought their pronunciation into English, English pronunciation changed. Next came writing system. And when they wrote what they spoke, how they spoke. And there was nothing like a standard pronunciation, standard writing, standard spelling, none of these things. In our Indian languages, we wrote and spoke the same thing. Whatever we spoke, we wrote. Whatever we wrote, as I told you, we
German
spoke.
also is there.
But in English,
Now
it
what
is
you
very
like.
different.
In French, it's the opposite.
There you
Right?
go. Just the opposite there. You are. Yeah. You see? So in English, all pronunciations came in, and then came the writing system, and the pronunciation went into writing. And so PUT came to be put, and CUT came to be cut. Simply because they used to say cut. And how do you write cut? They don't know. So they chose to write as CUT. They said, fine, it is cut. Good. Let's go on to number 3. Right, sorry. You can move on to number 3 now. There. Good.
Oh.
When we come to number 3, we are going to see something which is very, very strange and new. And that is, slide number 3. Good. Now, every word, good, very good. Keep it like that. Don't forget it right now. Listen to me now. Every word consists of one special sound. For example, we say light, fan, wall, walk, eat, drink. Now we say all these words consist of one syllable. The syllable is one part. We have syllables in our languages also. Usha has 2 syllables. Usha. Jaya has 2 syllables. Ja, ya.
Yeah.
Ramachandran. How many syllables does it have? Ramachandran. 4 syllables. How nice. Sarayu. How many syllables does it have? Sarayu. 3 syllables. So every language has syllables. English also has syllables. Now, in our languages, we pronounce all the syllables. Tirupati, Tirupati, 4 syllables, but we say Tirupati. Ramachandran, we say Ramachandran. Krishna Devaraya, we pronounce all the syllables. In our languages, we pronounce all the syllables. Satish, 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 no problem. We pronounce all the syllables. But in English, it does not happen like that. And this is where we have something to learn in spoken English. Ladies and gentlemen, If you want to speak well and you want to really speak good spoken English, then you have to learn this, which is, in English, all words have what is called stress. And what is stress? Stress is a special force we give to the word or to the part of the word. What I'm going to show you now is words more than one syllable. Now, when we have words with more than one syllable, like for example, Usha, Jaya, Usha, Jaya. So these are two-syllable words. Teacher, two-syllable word. So teacher, kind of. Classroom, classroom. Nightingale, three syllables. So these are all words with more than one syllable. In English, when we have always, this is a rule, when we have a word with more than one syllable is pronounced with more force than the other syllable. This is very special in English. This is not there in any of our Indian languages. It is there only in English. And now we have to learn this because we don't have it. And we always make, I don't say it's a mistake, but this is how we pronounce because we don't have that. For example, look at all these examples on your screen and say them aloud with me. For example, the word teacher.
Teacher.
Teacher. Good. It's not teacher. It's teacher.
Teacher.
Teacher. Ch is followed. Ch is followed. The second syllable is swallowed. And so you don't hear it at all. So it's almost teacher. So you have T. So one syllable gets extra force called stress. And therefore, one syllable is stressed. It's called a stressed syllable. Now we have to learn this. We are going to practice all the words now. Are you ready? Everybody is ready? Ready to say it aloud. Very good. Nation.
Teacher.
Nation.
Niche.
Nation.
Money.
Money. Money.
Money.
Money.
Next one.
Elder.
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 Next one. Next one. Next one. Look at that. It's a very difficult word. Computer.
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 Next one. Dinner. Dinner. Next one. University. See how it is pronounced. It's pronounced university.
City.
University. Next one. Next one. Enjoyment. Enjoyment. Next one. Parliament. Parliament. And look at our city now. Now look at your city. Bangalore. Bangalore. Look at the next one. Look at the next one. My God. Vishakhapatnam becomes Vishakhapatnam. Now we are going to do the fun part of it. We are going to say both parts. Okay. The first part is our pronunciation, and the second part is English, spoken English. Okay. Right. So we are going to say teacher.
Teacher.
Teacher. Teacher. Teacher. Teacher. Okay. Mamuli, teacher. In English, it's teacher.
Teacher.
Good. Nation. 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 And now in English, nation.
Nation.
Money. 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 Money, 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 money. No, it's not. Money.
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 Elder, elder, elder. We are all elders. We are all elders. You can't say that. You have to say
Elder.
elders. Computer, computer,
Computer.
computer. No, computer, computer. Yeah. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗ? Computer science. Computer science. No, it's not computer, 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 computer. It has to be computer.
Computer.
Right.
Dinner.
Where are you studying? I'm in Bangalore University, you know, Bangalore University. Bangalore University. Bangalore University. Yes, Bangalore University. Out of Bangalore University. No. It has to be university.
Universe.
And so if you put the two together, you have to say Bangalore University.
University.
Look at that. Now imagine saying Yedukondalavada Venkateramana.
Venkateramana.
It has to be Yedukondalavada Venkateramana. So right here is that. Yes, very good. Now look at the last part there. All words in English have stress.
But
That
unlike
means we can't say light, light, light. No, we have to say light, sun,
Light.
moon. So we have to speak like that. So there is a lot of stress when you speak in English. So spoken English has a lot of stress. Unlike English, look at the last two lines. In our Indian languages, all words do not carry stress.
yes.
We
Yes.
put stress on words only to indicate emphasis. ನಾವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ then we stress. Otherwise, we don't stress it. I live in Bangalore. I've been living here for 25 years, no problem at all. So we speak like that. But if somebody asks, sorry, where did you say? I live in Bangalore, Bangalore. So we put stress at that time. Only
Low.
good. Now let's move on to the next one. Number 4. Now at number 4, we have something in addition. English has intonation. By intonation, we mean change in the voice.
Modulation.
Means when we speak in English, in spoken English, we cannot speak. This is not the way to speak English. I'll show you what is not correct. You see, today I am going to talk to you about spoken English. Spoken English is very important for all of us, and all of us should know about spoken English. And therefore, you see, no, this is called monotone. That is not the way to speak in English. I have to lower my voice. I have to raise my voice. My voice has to go down and go up and keep it going down and keep going up. And this is what is called intonation. For example, now all of you can say this aloud. Okay? Say these things aloud. Hello.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
How are you? Hi.
Hi. How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
Good day.
Good day.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, fine. Very good. Now we'll say it a little faster. Okay. Hello. How are you?
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
Oh, hi. How are you?
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, good day. Eh?
Good day.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
What I'm doing, I'm also moving my head. I'm moving my lips. I'm putting a little smile. Or see, I can say like I can remove all these things and say, hello, how are you? Hi, how are you? Good day, eh? Yeah. Oh, yes, indeed. No, nothing at all. No, it's not. That is not how it is in spoken English. Hello. Hi. How are you?
How are you?
Ah,
Oh,
ah.
indeed.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, you.
Hi, how are you?
Good day.
Good
Yeah?
day, eh?
Yes,
Good
indeed.
day, eh? Eh?
Yes, indeed.
Voice goes up. Oh, yes,
Indeed.
indeed. This is called intonation. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you speak in English, you're going to change your voice. You're going to put on a little smile. You're not very serious at all. Smile like the way Jaya is smiling. How nice. Smile. Oh, yeah. How nice. Smile. And automatically, when you smile, what is special about this is your face muscles, they will all loosen up. All the muscles will loosen up. Whether it's Kannada or English or Tamil or Malayalam, doesn't matter. All languages. The moment you smile, the entire facial muscles loosen up. And automatically, your voice becomes soft, tender, lovely, lovely to hear. And automatically, there will be an intonation. So, hello, how are you? See,
How are you?
you're moving your eyes, you're all kinds of things. Hi, how are
Hi.
you?
How are
How are
you?
you? Oh, how nice, beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. Good day. Eh? Now, we use this in sentences also. For example,
I
look
would
at the
like
next lot. Listen. Don't speak. Listen. Listen to the next lot. Just listen. Listen to the way I'm going to speak the next bit. I'd like to meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow? What time? 9 at night. What? 9 at night? Are you crazy? See how the voice changes? And this is what is characteristic of spoken English. I'd like to meet you tomorrow. The voice falls. I'm very definite. I have decided to meet you tomorrow. Okay. So I'm making a statement where the voice falls. It falls and stays there. I'd like to meet you tomorrow. Finished. Tomorrow? Oh my God. Okay. What time? Oh my God. You're going to meet me tomorrow. What time? Oh my God. 9 at night. Oh,
what?
9. Not in the morning. Oh, night. Oh my God.
Easy.
What? 9? Night? Are you crazy? My dinner time, my sleeping time, and you want to meet me tomorrow 9? How is this possible? This is possible only because of what we call intonation. Okay. Now, I want all of you to say, repeat after me. Okay. I'd like to meet you tomorrow.
I'd like to meet you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Finished.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. What time?
What time? What
What
time? 9.
What time?
9.
9.
Night.
9.
Finished. What?
What?
9 at night?
9 at night.
Are you
Are
crazy?
you crazy?
Are you
Are you
crazy?
crazy?
Yeah. So now let us do it. Let us read it faster. I won't read it. Now you should read it. All of you are going to read it. Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3, start.
I would like to meet you
tomorrow.
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 Tomorrow? What time? 9.
At night.
What?
9.
What?
9 at night.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Right. How beautiful. Very well said. How nice. Good. Let's go to the next one. Last one now.
Last page.
Now, the last one we are going to talk about, I'll give you sufficient time for you to ask questions, okay? So we'll have some time to ask questions and answer questions and so on. So in the last one now, we focus on communication and spoken English. What is communication and spoken English? What is special about it? Now, this is there in all languages, ladies and gentlemen. So don't worry, there's nothing special about English, but this is something we should know. We should know something about communication. Two people speaking, and in communication, we add a lot of meaning to that. There's a lot of meaning behind communication. This conversation, for example, look at that part. There are two people who are speaking, A and B. And A says, "That's the telephone." B says, "I'm in the bath." A says, "Okay." You understand what this means? It's called discourse.
No,
Discourse is meaningful communication. This happens in all languages, including our languages, but this is also equally important to know in English. For example, let's look at all the sentences behind these, what we call utterances, spoken forms. That's the telephone. What does A mean? Oh, the telephone is ringing. Yeah, somebody is calling. Will you please go and pick it up? Please. Okay, the telephone is ringing, so somebody must pick it up. Will you go and pick it up, please?
I'm in bath.
I'm in the bath. Oh, I know telephone is ringing. I know what's happening. I also know that somebody should go and pick it up. But you know, I'm in the bath. So I can't come and pick it up, then pick up the phone at the moment. Oh, I'm so sorry. And so A says, "Okay. The telephone is ringing. Somebody should pick it up. I know you can't pick it up because you're in the bath. Therefore, okay, all right, then I will go and pick it up." Where are all these hidden sentences? Hidden.
Understood.
It's understood. And this is what we call discourse. Now, this requires a lot of information, knowledge about the language. So this cannot happen so easily. And therefore, I have shown this to you. This is not my example. I have taken it from somebody who has given it. And so, when you say something like, "That's a telephone," what? What are you saying? I know it is telephone. Yes. What is not the meaning. Yeah. That's a telephone is something else. I'm in the bath. Oh, you're in the bath. Okay, so what? Okay. No, that's not how you should understand. And therefore, in spoken English, ladies and gentlemen, it requires that we know so much of the language. It requires a good knowledge of the language. And so, in order to find out, look at the next line. Can you find out all the hidden talk behind this exchange? Yes. So, if we look at spoken English, it starts with basics. Sarayu, please go on to number 2. Let's quickly revise what we did.
This is one.
We said, yes, number 1, point number 1. No, this is okay. This is all right. At point number 1, we said the problem with English is that it has only 26 letters, but 44 sounds. That means 26 letters have to accommodate 44 sounds, unlike in our languages. In our languages, we must understand that if we have 54 letters of the alphabet, we have 54 sounds. not 56 or 44. No, exactly the same number of letters and sounds in all our Indian languages. And therefore, we have no problem with spoken Kannada, spoken Bengali, spoken Tamil, spoken Marathi, no problem with any of our Indian languages. But because English has only 26 letters, the same letter has to repeat in different words. And when it repeats in different words, the same letter has different pronunciation also, different sound also. That means today I'm talking to you about spoken English simply because this is the point we have to note, that in English there is always a problem with spoken English. And so what do we do? What we do is we pronounce it the way we know our languages and our sounds. So we always pronounce it like, for example, teacher, teacher, student, student, home, home, nightingale, nightingale. See, we have no problem at all, but we have to learn that there are different ways of speaking. That means in English, when we want to speak good English, we have to learn each sound, each word, the pronunciation of each word. Move on to number three, Sarayu. Please move on there. So we also know, for example, that when it comes to spoken English, speaking English, at number three, we can say that there is something called stress in English. Now, we saw about stress, which is not there in our languages. It is there only when we want to give special emphasis to a particular word. Whereas in English, all words have stress.
Yes.
And so, for example, if you look at the last bit, all words in English have stress. If I want to pronounce it, if I want to speak it in the English way, this is how I have to speak. This is how I will speak in that. For example, look at the last bit. All words in English have stress, but unlike English, etc., etc., etc. I'm now speaking it in the English way. English way. In English way, this is how we say it when I read it aloud. All words in English have stress. But unlike English, in our Indian languages, all words do not carry stress. We put stress on words only to indicate emphasis. This is how it will sound if I speak in English. Very different, isn't it? Because when we speak it aloud, all words in English have stress, but unlike English, in our Indian languages, all words do not carry stress. It goes on like that. Now, in the last one, let's go to the last one, number 5. In the last one, I have said that those of you who would like to give a talk, now you can give a small talk if you want and try and use good spoken English. Anybody who wishes to speak a small talk? Yeah? Usha? Give a small
I'm
talk.
very happy to hear you, sir. It's so nice to hear such important, specifications. Other we just speak English for the sake of speaking it. It's excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, Jaya.
I think
Sir,
I'm
if it- US to sweeper, everybody speaks English, that is okay. But whereas in India, Malayali speaks English in different way, Tamilian speak in different way, UP man, Maharashtra, lot of difference are there. Even the spoken English cannot be the same everywhere.
Not at all. Not at
Yeah.
all. Good. Why is it like that? Because they speak in the way they speak their known language.
Yeah.
They speak, whether it is English or French or Portuguese, they will
Yes.
speak in exactly the way they know Malayalam.
Malayalam.
You know Hindi. That's all. This is
Or
how it is.
Bengali.
This is
Or the
all
Bengalis.
Bengali. Yes, all Bengali. This is how we speak. In fact, there are so many Englishes around the world. The important point I want to make is, please don't strain yourself to speak good spoken English. Don't strain at all. No, you'll have a heart attack and so on. So don't worry about it. Don't speak your normal
I'm reminded
English.
of that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Yes.
our
remember-
Indian languages are far ahead of English, because for father-in-law, mother-in-law, and all that, we have single words, mava, atte, and in all
Much better.
sasur, like that.
Yes.
So, but
Yeah.
in English, it's father-in-law, sister-in-law, mother-in-law.
Complicated.
Yeah, why
That's right.
should in-law be
Yes.
brought in?
Yes.
I'm
And
reminded
yeah,
of,
that's right.
Even-
I'm reminded of the movie My Fair Lady. My Fair
There you
Lady.
are.
Well, My Fair Lady movie was a picture on pronunciation of the language.
Yes, Audrey Hepburn.
You're right. That's right.
Beautiful
That's
movie.
right. Yeah. Yeah, that was Bernard Shaw's novel, you know, Bernard
Yeah,
Shaw's play.
Pygmalion.
Pygmalion. Yeah, oh, you're right. Very nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody
Uh,
can speak now. All of you can speak. Whoever wants to speak can speak now.
Another thing I wanted to know the difference between Irish English and Welsh English and Scottish English. Do they all have the
Very,
same formula?
No, they have the same formula.
Oh.
And you know, even within England, so there is England, there is Wales, there is Scotland, Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland. Even
Yeah.
within England, if you go to, you know, the pronunciation of your great commentators and so on. Even within England, there are so many differences.
In London itself, there are 5 dialects.
So there is Indian English also. We speak Indian English. So, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to feel ashamed at all.
That's all.
When Modi ji goes and speaks, when Modi ji goes and speaks or Jaishankar speaks, they speak Indian English. Don't feel shy at all. People will say that you speak Indian English. Yes, I do. Because I'm Indian. So I speak my English. Nothing wrong in that. So Australian English, it's not Australia. It's Australia. They speak Australian English.
Australian English.
Yes. Arabic English.
English.
Yes. German English. Yep.
I had an Australian friend. He told me I came to India to die today.
That's right. That's right.
Ramchandra.
Yes.
And then what
Yeah.
a strange phenomenon of the silent words. Pneumonia becomes unnecessary.
Absolutely.
Why do they make
Absolutely.
what is
Why
the silent?
some-
Some words
Ah.
go silent.
That's right. In some languages, you see, it might have been different, and they introduced it to English, and English continued with the tradition, because English has a very strange tradition of including all kinds of sounds, like H being silent here, P being silent there.
Yeah.
We don't know. Just that's how it is. That's how. So much so, Mr. Ramachandran. Once upon a time, there was what was called private spelling and public spelling.
Oh,
So, in private, you could write whatever spelling you want. Whenever you
Yeah.
wanted to write to your girlfriend, you could write whatever spelling you wanted. But in public, you have to follow a certain spelling. That's why we have all these problems in English.
So but the famous Bernard Shaw statement that England and America are divided by a common language. So the American pronunciation is something
That's right.
totally so different.
Totally different. Totally.
No,
Again,
not
America.
pronunciation, spelling.
Just a minute.
Different
America,
spelling.
spelling also. Yes, you are right. America is also a nation of immigrants.
yes.
All immigrants came to America also. And they brought
Yeah.
their spelling, their language, and
Yeah.
therefore they simplified it. complications.
Famous joke.
They use like certain words, sizzling. It could be used with an S also, but they use a Z there.
That's right. That's right. Because that sizzle and sizzling, they are all again all improvised, modified depending on the speakers and majority of speakers. Sizzling probably it came from America. We don't know. So
that reminded of that famous joke. Two people were traveling on the train, and he said, "Where are you going?" That fellow says, "I'm going to San Jose." He said, "No, J in America is
island.
San Jose. Yeah.
San Jose.
So when are you coming to America? Either in June or July and so on.
There was one episode in I Love Lucy also, where
Yes,
Lucy teaches English to her Latin husband.
That's right. Yeah.
So, does anybody have questions to ask, sir, related to spoken English? You can clarify your doubts.
We have a lot of doubts.
Lot of jokes.
So do you want another session? Maybe again we can organize part 2.
Sure.
Rashmi?
Yes.
So I have a question for you. In your younger days, were you into dramatics?
I'm very much into dramatics.
Yeah, because I saw your performance and it was so lovely to watch. So it was my thought that you would have perhaps been in dramatics and voice modulation and facial expressions.
That's right. If I had not got married to Sudha, I would have married dramatics. No, it's very much part.
Yes. Because it's a joy to watch somebody with expressions, especially if you're in the teaching profession. It's really nice. The subject is made interesting rather than a monosyllable like you mentioned earlier.
And sir, your students have been very lucky to have you as their professor. There's no doubt about it.
No, my pleasure, man.
You're doing such a good job of it. It's a pleasure to
Thank you so much.
class.
So Usha ma'am, you can bring him back again. Tell us when we can have a part 2 of the spoken English. We really loved every bit of it, sir. None of us were bored. All of us were glued. Yes, so it was really wonderful.
Thanks a lot.
Have another session, sir. Whenever you are free, I'll get in touch.
Thank you, ma'am. My pleasure too. Yes, Jaya.
Jaya ma'am, you had something to say?
We thoroughly enjoyed today's session. You took me back to my school days,
That's right.
I used to stress on pronunciation and intonation.
That's right.
I look forward to having another session with you, interesting session like this again.
Oh, what a pleasure, Rashmi ma'am.
So you got a popular vote from all of us, sir. That's lovely. Thank you, Usha ma'am, for bringing him into our threshold.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
So you can,
Actually, we are missing Vasanta Murthy because Vasanta Murthy's cousin brother is Dr. Rajagopal.
Oh, yes.
She is away at the wedding today. So she couldn't attend the session.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Anyway,
sir.
you have recorded it.
Thanks, we'll send the recording.
Thanks a lot, Ramchandra sir. Thanks,
Very
everybody.
practical use.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Nightingales Medical Trust and all of us here, we would extend thanks, a great big thanks to all of you.
Looking forward to the next Friday. Next
month, sir. It's the next month. Because
my pleasure.
Month.
My pleasure.
We start the new year with spoken English.
Yeah. Sure. Very enjoyable session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, everybody.